Good afternoon, David. I've got your A9L here. We took a look. Looks like somebody's been in here before and they have changed out two of the three capacitors. This one up here is the original and it actually looks really good. It's probably bad. It's probably not a good capacitor, but it hasn't leaked at all on the board and the feet look completely uncorroded. So I think that one is definitely caught well in time, but does need to be replaced. These other two, they replaced them with basically a little higher voltage of the correct capacitor. The brand is maybe not so hot, but it's not the worst. The repair, I'm not so sure about that. I think maybe it could have been a little better here. I see a lot of stuff I don't really care for here. Yeah, I think that could be better repair work. Not saying it doesn't work, but it looks ugly. And here's the other one. It's more of the same. Again, the capacitors are basically the correct ones, just a slightly higher voltage. The solder work looks kind of poor. And you can see sort of right there that it's that solder should look flowed out and not like it got dripped onto a hot pan or something. It should look well like the factory ones do, sort of shiny and smooth and well flowed. See all these other joints, how they look like that. It's a great example. Then you get to this one, just doesn't look very good. That's a contaminated joint and probably just wasn't done super well. So looking at the back side, we can see where the conformal coating wasn't removed when this new capacitors were soldered in, and so that's pretty ugly. You can see that the joint is contaminated with the conformal coating on the board, so you have to remove that coating before you can solder onto it. Otherwise you got this. So that looks like it could use some redoing. This is not part of that capacitor, but somebody's been in here reflowing that, it looks like, and it's not as bad, but it could use a little touch up. Everything else looks pretty good. I didn't see any other obvious signs of problems. Overall, it's one of the better A9Ls. Most of them, by the time they get to me, they've seen better days. So other than the repair work on the capacitors that maybe could have been better, everything else looks pretty good. Seems like a good sign that either this computer probably works or at least will work when we're done with it. Okay, let's see what else we can learn here. So it still has the peanut butter or white lithium grease spread all over the pins. So that's the way these look kind of when they're new. Nobody's ever plugged a chip into this thing. It's a virgin. And there's your A9L part numbers. All right, let's test it and see what it does on the little bench tester here. So this is power, this is the check engine light, and this is fuel pump operation. All right, power's going through. Oops, sorry. That should have been down before I started. Let's start over. Check engine light comes on when you turn the key on. Fuel pump should run for 1 second when we turn the key on. 1001, and it does. 5-volt regulator has 5 volts. All good so far. Now we flip this, we're going into code pulling mode. This is going to freak out for a second and eventually just start blinking a 2-digit trouble code at you. Right after this freak out. Five, 1, code 51. It'll repeat all kinds of codes because it's on the bench and everything's unplugged, so it's going to throw codes for all sorts of things. That doesn't mean anything. What I'm more concerned with is that it has that ability to. That means it's thinking. So this computer is basically functional. How well it functions, I can't say, but it is alive and kicking for sure. And I would imagine this is probably capable of running the car. Should we move forward with this and do the repair? Yeah, I think so. This capacitor needs to be replaced before it's a problem, and it's past its life expectancy, so it needs to go before it starts to leak. And these other two, the work is just shabby. There's nothing really wrong with the capacitors, and maybe they even work, but I think they could be done better. So I'll contact you about that, and you can let me know what you think. But I think maybe this could be done better. Whether this is your big problem with your car or not, I'm not so sure. This is not a smoking gun by any means. It's just a computer that could have maybe been treated a little bit better on the repair work. So we'll do a little better job and see if we can't make any improvements. But overall, I'm not confident that this repair is going to be a surefire thing for fixing whatever ails this car. I hope it will, but I don't see any smoking guns here. I will say I really don't like how contaminated these solder joints are on the back of the board. Let's see if I get a good shot there. That's just a mess. But that can definitely be done better. And where's the other one? That one's not as bad as the other one, but you can tell they haven't removed the conformal coating before they started soldering. So the joint's contaminated for sure, and a lot of steps about cleaning and stuff have not been taken. So definitely could be done a little better.